Hello again, everyone. This is Chris. I'm going to show you a break-even analysis on an imaginary business given the variable and fixed costs of that business. So what is the total revenue needed to break even, and what is the total volume required to break even? What I've done here is I created a product object that has price and variable costs that will calculate its own margins. And I also declared my fixed costs, which are insurance, rent, and salaries. And I just used arbitrary numbers. I was throwing something out there for the sake of this demonstration. On to the analysis, we need to figure out what the break-even point is. It's going to be the sum of all costs, variable and fixed. That means it is dependent on our sales volume. So the more sales we make, the higher our break-even point is. And I did all of that work here already. And we have got, this is randomly generated. We have a price for $316.33. The direct cost or variable cost per unit is $156.74, which means there's a margin of $159.58. And we have a contribution margin ratio of 0.5, so 50 cents on the dollar. Now, when we do the math to find the break even, we see that we need to sell 185 units to break even. The revenue at the break even point will be $58,474.59, which, if this is truly the break even, will be equal to our total cost at break even, $58,474.59. So we know we have to sell 185 units of this product for the business to break even, which means fixed costs and cost of goods sold. And we can see a visualization of this in action. We generate the mathematics for every single possible value of units sold. And I limited this because it can go to infinity. We are playing with computers. And here's what that looks like. We have our fixed costs. Those don't change, so it's a flat line. We have our revenue, which goes up with each unit sold. That is our black line. And we have our total cost, which is going to be the fixed cost plus the variable cost or direct cost of each unit sold. So our total cost is also going to increase. And what we're looking for the true break even is the point of convergence. And I have plotted a red X directly on that point in the center. Now, a common misconception with small business owners at the micro level, hobby level almost, is that the break-even point is where this purple line is. If we pay the bills, we broke even, and that doesn't take into account cost of goods sold. So when we take all of that into account, we see that our break-even point can move. And if I can run this notebook multiple times, and it'll recalculate all of these numbers. So if we go back up, we'll see it's 147 now, and it's at 53,000. I can run this again. Those numbers will change because it generates those numbers at random for the product. So it creates a new product every time I do that, or it recreates rather. And we can see that it'll find our break-even point every single time we do that. And it's not moving too much. There we go. It jumped one good time. So based on the margin for the product, we can achieve break even sooner down here, or we could achieve it later way up here. So depending on the margin, we see that we could break even earlier in the month or quarter or year, whatever it is you're trying to do. Probably the month, I would imagine. It would be kind of tough. You could break even on the day, I guess, if you spread it out like that. But with larger margins or greater margins, we break even here. And with thinner margins, we break even here, meaning we have to sell more units to hit this break even point up here. This seems to want to float around about in the middle, and I did that intentionally so it wouldn't generate off of the graph. The cool thing about this analysis is it can be performed on any business selling any number of products. So if you have 45,000 products, you can still do this same analysis and find the break even. It just becomes significantly more complex.